And we are live with the Blazecast again.
Hi guys.
Hi everyone. Welcome to
How
the
you-
11th Blazecast. How is
Yeah.
everyone doing?
I hope everybody's doing well. This has been an interesting month for us. By interesting, I mean we've been missing for half the month.
Yeah, we had a little bit of time off at the start of the month. I
Yeah.
was out of the country, and you were having a
I was
little.
on.
You were on break.
Here's a good way to put it. Here's a good way to put it. You were on a physical journey, and I was on a mental journey of discovery. There we go. See, it works out.
Yep, that's a good way to put it. But we are back. We are going full swing into it.
Yeah.
December is probably going to be a little bit of a lighter month.
Or November. Yeah.
Sorry, November. Well, November was just a lighter month.
Yeah, December. The snow wasn't later, but I mean November
Yeah.
is in fact later.
You actually just like walk outside and the snow is up to your face, pretty much.
Yeah, that's that's the scary thing. If anyone's seen my Discord, the snow is going up to my face right now.
It is
I have to dig
kind
myself out.
of ridiculous.
Welcome to Canada. Anyways,
Yeah.
so first topic of the day. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
this, Illinois.
You got
I've
this? You got
like,
this. Okay.
I've got this. So, what everyone's come here for. F-099. Next topic.
Next topic. F-Zero still exists. There is no patches or any content for it at the moment. It is kind of in a limbo state. We'll see if that continues. Personally,
Hey, actually, this is a good question.
Hmm.
Place your bets. Nintendo drops a patch after we're done the Blazecast.
oh, you know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. And you know what it's gonna be? It's just gonna be adjusted settings for a more pleasant playing experience.
Yeah, a more
Yeah?
pleasant playing experience.
Yeah. What did you
Yeah.
change, Nintendo? What did you?
What did you change it to? It's more pleasant. Meanwhile, just the crashing and the NSOing intensifies. You call this pleasant? I mean, it's pleasant for us. We get to laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
In all seriousness, though, we didn't participate in the GGP, so we don't really have anything to say about that. From what I
Yeah.
heard, a lot of people didn't enjoy themselves, and that's not because of the event, but it's because of NSO. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that in a game where 99 players are supposed to work, the state of the game is not any individual or community event issue. It's literally because the game I don't know, it's just destabilized so hard since release.
It really has gone down. They sort of brought it back up during the festival patch. I remember the festival patch was kind of decent in terms of netcode, but it just it never got back to that. It just kind of slowly declined, especially after the anniversary.
Yeah. If anything, I hope, we can always hope, I don't think it'll happen, but we can always hope that there's some kind of stability in the future.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Anyways.
sure there'll be something down the line.
I hope so.
Excuse me,
I
I've still got a bit of a
Because,
cold.
yeah, as much as we have a hate-love relationship with F-099, we always want to see it do well.
Yeah. Well, that said, at the moment, I'm officially on break from F-099. I'm not playing it anymore.
I get that.
There's got to be something big to draw me back in.
Hey, here come the other 30 dude, if they dropped the other 30 vehicles in the series, that would be interesting, but I doubt it.
I don't know,
Dude,
because it's just gonna
even
be
if they-
skins.
Yeah, I was about to say, even if they did drop the other vehicles, they would probably just be skins because they wouldn't want to threaten the balance of the game.
Yeah.
Or the quote-unquote balance of the game.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. All right.
Balance says old school.
Balance.
Go ahead and go first, my guy. You've got many more notable releases than I do.
Yeah, so we'll get the notable releases out of the way first. December is a little bit lighter than November was. November was kind of an interesting time, especially with Stalker coming out. I've been enjoying Stalker. However, that game is a bitch to capture. I'm looking at...
Yeah.
don't feel bad that you weren't able to capture any of it. I look at, like, Dan's gaming, and he is getting so many frame chops while trying to stream it. It is really horrendous. The 2 FPS banana, though. The 2 FPS banana was kind of funny.
Was it like some kind of slow motion banana flying at your face?
And I can't do anything because I'm moving in 2 frames per second as well.
So that does sound kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny for all the wrong reasons.
Exactly. But there are some notable releases for the month of December, at least for myself. Kicking things off is PoE 2 is getting its early access release, which we will be looking at together, alongside the Noodle
actually,
as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have Nita, we're gonna have Bedoy, we're gonna have Stode. It's gonna be great.
I thoroughly enjoy PoE 1. Never fully completed a league and did a whole challenge, but I did beat the campaign, which honestly is like half a tutorial. Endgame is where it's at. I'm interested to see the changes they've made to PoE 2 and if it feels any different.
So I played the very first Path of Exile, and I thought it was fun. My only gripe was like I would rather play it with somebody else because then it feels, hey, co-op, woo.
Yeah.
But that's a sort of like that's a preference sort of thing. It doesn't have any more on the game itself. From what I understand, Path of Exile has been absolutely amazing over its run. Like, you know what I mean?
And honestly, probably with the announcement of PoE 2, probably one of the better developers out there that has integrated microtransactions, because they announced when the EA was announced, all microtransactions that you purchased in PoE 1 carry over to PoE 2.
Oh.
And that is great for a number of reasons. Personally, I've spent maybe $100 on certain microtransactions, but there are packs out there for PoE that cost like $500, $1,000 that have like unique cosmetics and stuff in them that you can't get anymore. And if they were locked to just PoE 1, that would kind of suck. Not that PoE 1 is going anywhere. That's still going to get updates and new content alongside PoE 2. But it's just nice to see that there's that interconnectivity between the two. It's a developer that respects your wallet.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, honestly, because man, like, and I know we don't talk about this game, but I mean, it reminds me of Call of Duty, where Call of Duty has Warzone, and you're like, oh no, we spent all this money on these things, but it's like, hey, no, it's okay, we integrated all your past purchases into Warzone, so even though the game mode's not the greatest, at least your purchases are intact, and it's like, cool.
Nita actually points out, if you spend $480 in PoE 1, you're just given an EA key for PoE 2, which is normally $30.
Really?
So they just give you a key if you've spent a decent chunk of money, which is nice.
Wow.
That's some good shit. That's some good shit. I mean, the number's a bit up there, but it's a reward for the long-standing players and the dedicated, which is nice.
Hey, Red Flare.
Next on my list is the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I've been looking forward to this since they appeared on my radar at the start of the year. I think it was actually announced at the Game Awards last year.
Really?
This is an Indiana Jones game made by the people who did Wolfenstein. And I think they just did Wolfenstein at the minute. It's Machine Head Games. I can't remember if they did Doom Eternal.
If they did Wolfenstein, the first one with Billy in it, like when Billy was the main character, if it's anything like those games, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's the newer releases of Wolfenstein. So, oh god, I'm gonna mess up their name. I have the games. I played them. It's like Old Blood and the one before that, and then the one after that that wasn't so good. Apparently, Youngblood. But it is that crew that's making it, so I'm very excited for it.
Okay.
Because
So,
they make
how's
solid.
the game gonna play out? Is it gonna be like a first person, you're gonna whip action, almost like first person Castlevania Explore shit? Or
I haven't actually seen any gameplay of it yet. I've been kind of trying to keep a bit blind on it. But if it is Machine Head Games, I would assume it is first person. Use a
Yeah.
revolver, use the whip. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm definitely going to stream it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the Indiana Jones games. I might go back to the older ones because there is one that was made in the vein of Tomb Raider that I remember, and it was such a good time. I enjoyed that one.
I will look forward to that one with you.
Yeah. The other game that I have on my radar is Legacy of Kain 1 and 2 Remaster. Specifically the Soul Reaver series. I'm
So-
looking forward to this.
Those were PlayStation 1 games originally, were they not?
That is correct.
Yeah, because I never played it myself, but I have like a very vague memory of some of my family playing it, and I don't remember very much, but I know that's been a very long time ago. How is that series?
Well, it's a long-standing series. The original Legacy of Kain games were originally, I want to say, either Commodore or PC games that were more strategy, like point-and-click games, if I remember rightly. For the Soul Reaver games, though, it is a... How do I explain it? It's a third-person platformer with a little bit of combat sprinkled in. Kind of in the vein of... I'm trying to find something to... kind of... Think of it as like a light DMC-ish. I can't think of a game to try and tie it to. Also, why have I gone blurry as hell?
We're losing you.
Help, someone smeared
We're gonna come
Vaseline on my
back.
camera. In any case, it's on my, it's on my radar. It's gonna be an interesting little look back at the series, because Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2 never got finished. It was one of those games that had to have, like, huge cuts to its story to try and get it out on time. So,
Damn.
yeah, it's one of those.
Well, I hope you enjoy the remaster. Again, I will be watching that one.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do a little bit of a streamy and see how the chat likes it, and we'll go from there. But that is the notable releases.
Yeah, that you covered Path of Exile, so that was pretty much my game of interest as well. Because
yeah,
my thing with Path of Exile is like it's supposed to be like the alternative to Diablo series, and I normally don't play games like that. But when I played Path of Exile, I actually felt like, hey, you know what? This is actually legit.
yeah. Path of
So I
Exile
am
is
looking forward.
it's a very deep game. It
wanna
requires a
know what I
lot
remember
of
the
theory
most?
crafting. Is it the
You know
passive
what I
tree?
remember. It's the tree. Yeah, the actual like upgrade tree.
Yep.
Is insanity.
Yep, and they made it, I want to say twice as big for PoE 2, I want to say.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there are so many skill trees in PoE 1, it's kind of ridiculous.
And they just doubled down on it.
Yep, like, any build that you could think of, you can get it going. Whether or not it'll be great for all content, that's a different story, but if you can dream it, you could probably make it. That's what I love about PoE.
Yeah. So I guess since we gave you notable releases, I'll throw in my planned projects. I got a lot going on this month.
You do that.
As
I'm gonna
everybody
figure out
knows-
why I keep getting Vaseline camera.
So I was, again, we already sort of touched upon this. November for Stoat was kind of a quiet one. We had a lot of things going on, so I've got a lot to catch up on. So we're gonna start with the most, probably the thing that we're gonna be starting off with next week, and that's that me and Vampy finally found a game that we're gonna do a series on, Dead Space 3 co-op with the Bat. I know nothing of Dead Space, but I know everything. I know a lot about the Bat, and it's gonna be funny.
It's certainly gonna be a thing. From what
Maybe.
Dead Space
maybe I'll
3 is
stream.
probably one of the more fun run and gun ones, from what I remember. It
Maybe I'll
definitely lost a little bit of its scariness for me, but it's still a fun time in co-op. Alright, let me try closing my...
Bedoy.
Hello?
Bedoy.
What?
Bedoy.
Hello?
Are you back? Are you back?
Maybe?
There you are. Hey,
Hello?
hey, are you here?
I'm
Bedoy?
here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what is
Wait,
going on
actually,
right now.
You're being DDoSed.
Apparently. Alright.
Oh no. So, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, keep going, keep
Benoit-
going.
or not, Mr. Bat, Mr. Vampy is going to be joining Stoat in Dead Space 3 Adventures. We've been looking for something to play together for a while, so I'm glad that it finally happened. So I was gonna do this in October, but now it's somehow found itself in Christmas territory. I'm going to be playing the Ship of Harkinian's version of Majora's Mask.
Ooh.
Yeah, Majora's Mask is a great game. Now, I don't know if it's going to have all the features. I don't know if it has a randomizer in place yet. I'm going to try and beat the game original first. And then if they have a randomizer, I'll probably jump into it. But I know that a lot of people are like, hey, you know, Ocarina of Time, why don't you do Majora's Mask? And I'm like, hey, you know, that sounds like a great idea. And it just so happens that Ship of Harkinian did it, so... That's a good, simple idea.
Yeah, definitely. I've never had much
Yeah.
experience with Majora's Mask. Honestly, it was one of those games that I saw as a child. I'm like, I'm not fucking touching that with a 10-foot pole. That looks fucking horrifying.
It kind of is, to be real.
Yeah, it's like they took the slightly lighter-hearted and fluffy Ocarina of Time and just said, this needs some Junji Ito in it. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of it. But
It's- yeah,
then
it's-
again, I
it's-
never
it's a-
really sat down and played it.
It's a different beast, like the 3-day system, the dark as hell tone for a Nintendo game, which by the way I love, just saying. It's definitely a different beast. So I'm gonna tackle that beast. Next on my list, speaking of Zelda games, I'm going to be trying to convince the wife to continue Echoes of Wisdom. The game's been out for a while now, and me and her kind of been doing our own things. Some people probably noticed that my wife's been streaming a lot of art. We've been kind of alternating between the two because we don't want to destroy each other's bandwidth, and we don't want to have her being like on her art stream, like chill art stream, and then all you hear in the background is me going F. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crash out in F-Zero 99. God damn it! When she's trying to do a peaceful art stream. Artists don't like distractions, understandably, and I definitely am a distraction.
you Yep, you certainly are.
Yeah. So, probably again, I've been pushing it for Wednesdays. Seems like me and the wife usually get together and play things. We played Outward once, but I think we should really get back to Echoes of Wisdom and clear that out first. So that's gonna be my Wednesdays if I'm streaming Wednesdays, which as far as I'm concerned, I'm streaming Wednesdays. Oh no, Christmas is a Monday. Oh no, that's a wrong month. No, Christmas is a Wednesday. Oh goodness.
Oh, my.
Okay. Maybe not that one. Depends on how people are spending time with their families and stuff. Probably not. I don't know.
I will probably do a later than usual stream on Christmas myself, but we'll worry about that later.
We'll worry about that later.
Yeah,
But yeah, Echoes of Wisdom on Wednesdays in December. We've already talked about Path of Exile. That's gonna be great. Stalker 2 we kind of touched upon as well. Man, I want to play Stalker.
Like I said,
I
dude,
j-
really, really good game. Kind of destroying all streamers' PCs while trying to stream it. It
Yeah,
is.
That's something that I think I'm gonna have to wait for an optimization patch or two, because
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. It was so intense, it destroyed Streamlabs.
Yeah, that might be something that you just need to see if you can
Give
do a little
time.
local record on it and tweak some settings, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's. We'll see what happens with that one. I have my eyes on it. It also has my eyes on my computer's core. It wants to blow it up, so we'll see what happens. Here's something new though.
Mhm.
Around Christmas holidays, I have been plotting And I think I want to bring out Tabletop Simulator with the Gremlins and the company and the crews and do some funny things with the tabletop games. Like Monopoly, for example. Everyone loves Monopoly.
No boy, Monopoly.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is actually like for games like Monopoly where there needs to be some form of management just to keep things easier, I was thinking of being the banker and then having 5 gremlins in there.
Maybe.
Yeah, because like using like, I know Old School's not comfortable with the game because I literally just bought it for him and said, "Hey, come join me." Oh shit, he actually bought me a game and then I turned around and bought him a game. So I was relieved that it actually worked. And he's like, "What? You reverse Uno card me?" I'm supposed to buy you a game. No, not my turn. I bought Old School a game. Dude, I would buy games for people more often if Steam would let me.
Yeah, you kind of got that Canadian currency going against you at the moment.
Yeah, Canada currency. Wonderful. I hate it. Anyways.
What the fuck is a loony?
Yeah, our Canadian money currency right now is loony. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So, if I get things organized together properly, and I speak to Mr. Benoit and the Vampire and the Old School, and probably a couple other people like the Boonie, I was thinking maybe doing board games like Monopoly, just simple things, right? Like I don't want to be like, here, you gotta play Dungeons and Dragons on frickin' Tabletop Simulator. It's like, how do I move? How do I attack? You know what I mean?
Well, we'll
Just
certainly
simple stuff.
see how it goes down the line.
Yeah. And then the final thing on Mr. Stoat's list, you know, that onion ring starting to stink in the corner. We really need to do something about it.
Yeah, we really gotta look into that. It's kind of casting a shadow on the floor as well, where the sun's kind of baking it in.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna leave a stain on the carpet, and that's gonna be nasty as hell to try and get out.
Yeah. Oh, we
Why is it
keep
expanding?
talking about. Oh god. Oh god.
Well, why is it expanding? Elden Ring.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do this a while back, but the thing with Elden Ring is that every time it seems like the creator of the mod is making ground, they'll release an update, and it's like watching someone's house of cards get knocked down by some big burly arm. It's like, oh, you nice card house. Boom!
Yeah.
Start all over.
Every time
Like,
we look at
even now-
seamless co-op, we're like, cool, this looks like it's in a state that we could probably do it. Let's try and do something soon. Main game gets an update. Seamless co-op
So-
breaks.
I'm actually going to read the notes really quickly because they're very short notes. The planned releases for 1.9 so far read as this: fix a bug that causes spirit ashes to crash under certain circumstances.
We don't need to
which
worry
we didn't
about that.
really-
We
Yeah.
didn't use spirit ashes apart from like certain instances where you need to use them to get like items.
Yeah. Fix a bug that prevents mimic tears from functioning correctly. That's also a spirit thing. That doesn't really concern us all that much.
I mean, the mimic tears are also an enemy as well. It could be referring to the enemy type as
Oh, it
well.
could be referring to the enemies. Yeah. Added information message to inform users if a new mod update is available. Okay,
That's
kinda
nice.
minor. To be determined. So these are the things that still need to be fixed. Implement PvP teams. That doesn't concern us. Although we
That would be funny down the line.
Yeah, people who do have the mod can challenge you even if they don't have the password to your game. You gotta watch out. Finish Ensha Invasion. I don't know what this is, but I'm reading it. Finish Ensha Invasion. Currently disabled entirely, so apparently there's a function in the game, and I've noticed this has been here for a while. This particular invasion has been giving this mod a hell of a time. It's been like this for months. They still can't fix it. I hope it's nothing significant, but that's a big part of the game.
I think
apparently.
it's sort of like the Volcano Manor quest where we had to kind of disband to do the invasions. I
Yeah.
think it's in the same kind of vein as that was.
Yeah, that seems... Yeah, Vampy in the chat. Yeah, we'll get to
Yeah,
that in
we'll
a
get to
second.
that.
Scorpion River Catacombs apparently just has dots on it. Apparently the whole thing's an issue.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. I
seamless
really-
co-op's in a workable state, so we should probably look at it soon. Just because
Yeah,
I don't think there's been any headway on some of those bigger issues, but we'll definitely look at that because I know everyone loved the Elden Ring playthrough.
I love the Elden Ring
I
playthrough.
love the
I
Elden
think
Ring.
it's the funniest friggin' playthrough I've ever had in the entire existence of Stoat. I think it's funny as hell.
I think it's also funny as hell. We'll definitely be putting it back on the things to do list now that Seamless Co-op looks like it's in a stable-ish setting.
Yeah. So it's what it's probably gonna boil down to is like there's gonna be 2 or maybe even 3 instances where we're gonna have to deal with things individually, but otherwise, it should be fine. I think that's it on the Stoat side for now. What do you got there, Benoit?
I have a couple of things, but I'm gonna preface this with, in the next week, that is the week coming up, my content is gonna be a little bit light because I have to go in for surgery on Monday, which means, and unfortunately, it is a facial surgery. So I am not going to be able to move my mouth too much. So if I do stream, it's gonna be a quiet stream, no talking, no mic or anything like that. Maybe various grunt sounds or
Sorry, I don't mean to make fun. I just imagine you playing a game and no, it's like just silence because you're trying to rest your mouth. Then you just hear all you hear in the background is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's basically gonna be what it is. You know in Resident Evil 4 the Wolverine dudes that don't that can't see. It's just gonna be like that. It's just gonna be like.
Vampy's like, hey Benoit, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna take your bits now. I'm gonna take your followers. I knew you'd understand, but. So I don't mean to poke fun. That's serious shit.
It's either that, or I'm gonna be able to like fight through the pain to open my mouth and just like burble out a. You fucking bat! But it's a non-critical surgery. It's just removing a unwanted guest that needs to get gone and has been annoying me. It'll be fine. It's just light anesthesia. Well, I say light. They're putting me under. But it's not going to be a long recovery at all. It's like maybe 3 days or so. So don't worry. I'll be back with full content later in the week / the following week. Other projects on the actual projects, not other. Skies of Arcadia will be continuing. I'm having so much fun replaying it again. I know people have been tuning in and going, "Wow, how have I never seen this RPG? This looks so good." I know Opal was really digging it. I know Oldie was digging it. It is so much fun. In fact, the costume I'm wearing right now is the main characters from the game.
I call it Benoit the game because the character seems like very Benoit energy. Just like, yeah, we can do this. What are you talking about? Nothing's impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Steal everything.
I'm a master of RPGs.
I am a master of RPGs. Ignore the boss fight that took me like half an hour to fight because I didn't have any consumables.
That was rigged as hell.
That was rigged as hell, but that's
one shot.
That was my poor planning. I could have dealt with that if I grinded a bit more, but I did get through it on like the 4th or 5th try. It was good.
Cutlass Fury.
Cutlass Fury. I fucking adore Skies of Arcadia. I'll absolutely be playing more of that on stream.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3 will happen at some point. I did promise that I would do the entire series and some of the spin-offs as well. I know a certain other robot bun was like, do Revengeance, do Revengeance, do Revengeance, and I will be doing Revengeance at some point.
I also got, well, I mean, Vampy technically did it because of we were just talking about Steam being mean to Stoke for being Canadian, but there is also a fun version.
Yes, you did give me a copy of Unmetal. I'm saying that you did because technically it was you, but it was via Vampy delivery services.
Vampy assisted big time on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be putting that in the spin-offs to play as well once I'm done with the main series.
I think you'll have a awesome time with that
I've
one.
heard great things about Unmetal. I can't wait to dive into that because that's going to be a completely blind playthrough.
Yeah, I can't wait. You have to tell me when you play that one. I want
Oh,
to see
I
your
absolutely
reaction to
will.
this. Yeah.
But unfortunately, I have to get through about 24 hours of cutscenes over Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 4. 5 wasn't too bad. Peace Walker. Revengeance was also not that bad in terms of cutscenes, but it's mainly 3 and 4 that are going to be the big slogs. Because
Hey, when you
I
get
want
to
to play
the
the
ladder,
game.
when you get to the ladder, I'm gonna hop in your voice chat and just be Snake Eater.
Originally, I did want to wait until Delta came out, because that is basically just a remake of 3 with maybe some differences we don't know yet. Unfortunately, I thought it was this year. It is actually next year. But I will absolutely be playing Delta when that comes out.
Yeah, maybe I'll jump in and play Delta too, because I never got it. So it's funny. As much as I like Metal Gear, I didn't play it all that much. What the hell?
Yeah, definitely a series that you should check out if you enjoy it. It's definitely a unique game series.
Yeah. It is. And then
And I know Oldie loves the plot of Metal Gear, so getting him more Metal Gear plot is
Metal
always a
Gear,
treat.
the DVD game.
Not even wrong.
Now available on Blu-ray.
But that's gonna be down the line. Maybe I'll do that while I'm recovering. Maybe not. We mentioned PoE 2 with yourself and Nita. I do have a game queued up with Oldie. We're looking at playing Secret of Mana together, because
Ooh.
that is actually a RPG that has 2-player. Well, technically it has 3-player. We're just trying to find a decent way to actually play it together, which is proving to be a bit of an issue, but I may have a way. It needs a little bit of a testing.
Project with Old School, he definitely, it's about time we've got him into the
Absolutely. This will be a good contrast for when you and Vampire play Dead Space.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of funny you bring that up, because there is something else I was going to throw in there. I think it's too much, because this is going to be a busy Christmas month. Maybe January. Yeah, you know what? Maybe January. You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of the whole Ocarina of Time team things, but I think that would be better in January. 'Cause
Yeah.
it looks like we've got a lot going on this month. So yeah, maybe we'll hold off on that for.
Should I get PoE 2? Maybe. If you enjoy Diablo gameplay, but the systems are cranked up to 11, we can talk about it. I can show you PoE 1.
Yeah, definitely take a look at it, because I don't want it to be another Call of Duty situation where everyone's like, yeah, we'll just, as long as we play together, it'll be fine, and then everyone's in. What a POS! Oh my god!
I mean, that comes with Call of Duty.
Yeah, I feel bad, actually.
Yeah, I
on
also
that.
feel a little bad, but
You know,
in my defense, I
school-
did say I only had a month of Game Pass remaining.
You know, Old School bought it. He bought it for Booney. Vampy was in on it. And, you know, it just
Yeah.
feels bad.
It does feel bad. But we write our losses off with some of the better wins, which we'll get to those later on.
Yeah.
There is actually, well, 2 things that were not on the list. One was mentioned in chat earlier. One thing I didn't put on the list is me and Limit do have something planned. It involves crowd control, and it's probably going to be a very long playthrough. I'm not going to say what it is just yet, but we just need to find a time and date to start everything up and get it nicely slotted in.
A playthrough with crowd control enabled, like a whole thing?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one, and it's going to have crowd control on it.
The last time I thought of doing something like that, I was running around in the village with Leon being a giant man being destroyed by tiny chainsaw people.
We will
There
fight
was
through chat's curses and blessings. We will come out victorious on this little project.
Yeah.
The other thing is Dokapon. Vampy has been holding us at knife point to play Dokapon again. That will probably be in the next couple weeks or so.
I'm gonna wreck you, and you're gonna let me wreck you.
Yeah,
better let me
I'm
wreck
gonna
you.
steal all your shit while I walk by you, and then I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna change your name to Loser.
It's funny because every time you had an item stole from you, you were just like, your character would be bouncing up and down. And I see exactly that coming from you when shit happens. You're like, yeah, I don't want to be in the corner. You know, you just temper tantrum every time something goes wrong.
I think the thing that sticks out in my mind was Vampy usually goes full evasion, so he can't be hit by any magic. So you hit him with something, and he just dodges it, and it hits everyone else. But it's like the workup, it's like, oh, it hit Oldie, it hit Stone, and it goes to Vampy, and he just dodges it. And it's just like, stop! I want to ruin your game! Let me ruin the game for you!
Let me ruin your game. No, that's my job.
But that will be in the next couple weeks. I think we've all got to decide on when we want to do it.
Yeah, maybe you know what I'm thinking. I know this is we're talking about December, but when it comes to January, I'm thinking we make that just like, you know, between the whole possibility of Zelda coming back up again, Dokapon coming back up, I think that might be a very heavy month of messing around with each other.
Yeah.
That might be. It's
Yeah.
a possibility. I'm not
It's a possibility. We'll see.
possibility. Yeah.
That leads us nicely into the next thing. Because there wasn't really much to talk about in terms of F-Zero, I wanted to throw something else in here that is a nice little December exclusive. Personally, it's a little ritual of mine every year. I like watching the Game Awards, and the Game Awards is this year. Specifically, if I find the date, I believe it's on the 7th? Hold on, I'm just getting the date. But the Game Awards website is kind of ass.
Hey, while you look that up, I'm gonna send you those links real quickly.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the idea list.
Game Awards 2024. Oh, no, it's on, December 12th. I'll be trying to co-stream it and watching it live. I'll be hanging around for folks to join in the streamer channel, so we can see all the good announcements and whatever awards that gets given over. This year's been a bit of an interesting year for games, in my opinion. I wanted to throw out some categories, and we'll discuss and see what we think really deserves the award here. Because let's face it, it's all rigged by money. So welcome to the Benoit and Stoke Game Awards, where we steal someone else's nominees and actually give them an award. So
Game of the year, Elden Ring. We didn't even play it, but it stars us. So so we say that's what's happening here.
we can't do that when that was last year. So I'm gonna go from the bottom of the. Well, we're not gonna do every nominee category because that would be too much time. But we'll go over the category and we'll go. We'll see what we think. So, Content Creator of the Year, we'll do this as a joint one. This is the Blazecast, absolutely Content Creators of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we can split the award between us.
Yeah, it's like a knife through hot butter, or
Yep.
a hot knife through butter.
I'll actually
Put a knife
leave.
through hot butter.
I'll
That's
leave this
melted
one for the last. Let's do best multiplayer. We played a good couple of games this year.
Yeah, so I would say the nominees for this, again, we had a lot of fun with the Zelda teams. We had fun with Dokapon. We had, obviously, there's F-Zero. I mean, you can't go say there's been a lot of multiplayer games. F-Zero between us, I would say specifically, right? Like,
Yeah.
in specific instances between the Gremlins, F-Zero 99. What else? We had, do you have any other?
I'm going to throw in Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2.
Well, should we go with we'll do our recommendations, and then we'll do what the Game Awards actual nominees are, and then
Okay.
we'll do our Blaze Award, and we'll say what we think the Game Award will be.
Yeah.
There is also Jamboree, as Oldie
Yes.
rightly points out.
Mario Party as a whole, I would
yeah.
just slap it all together.
So I would say Jamboree, Helldivers 2, F-Zero,
There is Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time.
And then multi-world shenanigans.
Yeah, Archipelago as a whole.
Yeah, Archipelago as a whole.
So if we go with those 5, we'll do a maximum of 5, like the Game Awards does.
Okay, yeah, that's fair to me.
Personally, I think I gotta give it to Archipelago.
Yeah,
I
like
think
randomizers.
Multi-Worlds is too much fun because it encompasses a lot of games, and it's a constantly worked on project. It also has the randomization factor that makes old games feel fresh.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
agree
gonna
with
give
that.
it. I'm giving best multiplayer of the Blazercast to Archipelago Multi-World Randomizers.
If I were to give it a second place, like if I were to give a runner-up, I would say Ocarina of Time just because of the competitiveness and like the epicness that was in those races.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about it the other day, how awesome it was. Like me and you clutched it from underneath
Yeah.
their clutches by 5 minutes. You know, there's moments like that where it was just like, wow, that was so intense, and we were celebrating and shit. If I were to give a second place, it would actually go to the Ocarina of Time. If I were to give
Yeah.
a first place myself, probably the Mario parties, just because of how much we were laughing. Like, think about your birthday in old school getting,
Mhm.
you know, and then Jamboree on my day. I cannot relent on the fact that we had so much fun with Mario Party in this last year.
Yep. I fully agree. Ocarina of Time and Chip of Harkinian has been so much fun to play through, especially since I came into it blind.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good.
Yeah. I think, especially when we expand it next year,
Yeah.
when we add more people into it, it'll be even more intense. I just love the idea of just like, just the stakes are rising and the
Yeah.
players are improving.
Agreed. Star Fox
But yeah.
64 ship is being worked on. Ooh,
Ship of Harkinians doing Star Fox 64.
that sounds good. We can finally have Starstone.
Starstone, yeah.
So the Game Awards' actual best multiplayer candidates are obviously Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Space Marine 2.
How do you feel about Tekken 8 being up there? Because I feel like you enjoyed Tekken 8 when you were playing it.
I've been a Street Fighter fan for a very long time.
Mhm.
Street Fighter 6 very much disappointed me with some of their changes to how inputs are registered, that I switched from it to Tekken 8. And Tekken 8 is so much goddamn fun. It definitely deserves to be considered among these over Street Fighter 6, in my opinion.
You know what
But
I'm sad about like speaking of fighting games?
Hmm?
I don't know if it's ever gonna happen just because the last entry in their series was kind of a I don't know if we're ever gonna see another Soul Calibur.
They said, Harada said that there are people in Namco Bandai that still want to work on a Soul Calibur, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Okay, yeah, and I'm just worried because like I feel like Soul Calibur is still really good. It's I don't know, it's not as loved by the fighting game community.
I would agree. I would agree at this point in time. I think it does need a complete makeover and resurgence, and I feel like after they're done with whatever they've got in the works next, that would be a perfect time for Soul Calibur to make a return.
Yeah, well, more on that another time. But I just
Yeah.
wanted to bring it up because it's a fighting game category, and you brought up Street Fighter as well. So
Well,
you know what?
it's a
We'll throw Solo
multiplayer
down.
category. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Personally, out of these 5, I think it goes to Jamboree.
I do feel strongly that way as well. I know it's late in the year, but as much as playing against the CPUs can be pretty freaking broken, when you're playing with friends, it's a blast.
Yeah, I agree. Helldivers 2 absolutely had some funny moments in it. However, the gameplay loop, even with friends, got a little tiresome after a bit. Tekken 8, I feel like we're at the point in its life cycle where the only people who are really enjoying the game are still around, which kind of diminishes the feeling of getting
The meta
meta.
is taking charge.
Yeah, the meta is taking charge. And, like, every, I want to say, like, 2 out of 5 fights is someone playing Eddie Gordo that is just pressing buttons. And
then the other entry in this list. All I'm gonna say about Black Ops being on this list is, have you seen that scene in like the first 1997 Space Jam or whatever it was in the 90s with Michael Jordan? You remember that scene where they just got beat up by the Monstars and they're all like, "Oh, we're on life support." I look at us and I see that with Black Ops. It's like everyone is on like life support. They just got the life kicked out of them when playing Black Ops. We're done. White flag.
Yep, that's pretty on the point. I'm gonna throw this one in because we have played some of these, and one of them irks me a bit. So this is the category for best RPG. I'm gonna go over the Game Awards actual nominees for this.
Okay.
We have Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantasio, and Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. I don't like Erdtree. I don't like Erdtree being on this. Because it's not a full game, it's a DLC.
I've actually heard of this. I was joking about it earlier, but I've actually heard about this. I guess it depends on the scope of the DLC. So it's almost like, think about MMORPGs, right? You know how like, I'm just gonna shoot like just a crazy simple example. World of Warcraft. It's like saying World of Warcraft got Game of the Year, and then its expansion, Burning Crusade, which came right after, right? And then that gets a game award. But that's a whole additional thing. Like, I don't know, is that really that polarizing? Like, is it how big is Shadow of the Erdtree supposed to be? Because if it's the whole amount of an extra game, then I would say it's justified. But if it's only like 2 or 3 hours of extra stuff, then yeah, that is kind of that is kind of weird.
Yeah, I think as long as you said it's got that length of content, I think it should be fine. Obviously, we're gonna have to experience it ourselves, but I just still don't like the idea that a DLC can get into a category like this, when something else could easily have gotten in here. Like, for example, Dragon Quest came out a couple weeks ago. Maybe it missed the entry period, but
maybe
perfectly good game to get in there. In my personal experience, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, moving on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that one's gonna swing in Final Fantasy VII's.
Yeah.
You know how many people love Final Fantasy VII? Let's be honest.
Yeah, me. I'm one of them.
Millions. Yeah, millions of people. I don't see Final Fantasy VII missing this ship.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just rinsing through a couple of these categories for something that we've actually all played. But I wanted to bring that up because Erdtree was in there.
Yeah. I get that. I'm just trying to understand the argument a little better.
Yeah. Let's see what's in best performance. Oh, that's actually like voice performance, which, best audio
Stoat's got
design.
awesome voiceover. I got some awesome voiceovers.
You do have some voiceovers.
How the turns have tabled.
Best narrative? Yeah.
The story of Benoit is an interesting one.
The story of Benoit is an interesting one. Best
Where
game
does he get all these
direction.
outfits?
Honestly, some of these are just what you would expect.
The jacket was from Walmart.
How dare you? It was from Kohl's. Let's look at the game of the year, I guess, because we have. Well, I have played some of these. So here's game of the year from the Game Awards side of things.
Yeah.
We have Astrobot, Balatro,
Oh,
Black.
really?
Yeah, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, FF7 Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio.
So I know nothing of Metaphor, so
I've been kind of keeping myself blind because I do want to pick it up eventually.
Yeah, I know nothing of Metaphor, so it's not that I'm not saying, hey, I don't like it. I just have nothing to say about it because I haven't experienced it. I've never nothing about it. Balatro shocks the hell out of me. A card game is game of the year.
The fact that the dude made this over, like, a course of a week, and it has just exploded.
Wait, it only took him a week to make
Oh, yeah, he went on record and said, I had a couple of days of PTO to burn, so I just made the game.
When a man just goes out there and says, you know what, here, have this game of the year.
Yeah.
That's
The story
serious...
of Balatro is nutty. It is a very simple and very addictive game.
That person was seriously the Red Bull of video games. Like, holy crap.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you need something successful? Here you go.
Astrobot was a very, very fun time. However, a lot of it for me wasn't even the game itself. It was just the nostalgia of seeing older characters being recognized by someone. For example, I geeked the fuck out when I saw Legend of Dragoon characters. Because I'm a PlayStation fanboy. Most of the game's fun for me was going through and trying to name every character in the game they came from.
Yeah, see, I could see that value being diminished on someone who hasn't actually experienced the PS1 or PS2 eras.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely a nostalgia-heavy game. It's not that I don't think it's good. I just think that it depends on who's playing it. That can be said for most things, but in this particular case, nostalgia plays pretty hard.
Yeah, big agree. Black Myth Wukong, I haven't got around to playing. I don't know if I will. It just doesn't seem like the kind of Dark Souls-esque game that I would enjoy. Seems very,
I was keeping my eyes on it a little bit. I'm not going to get into it too heavy. There was a lot of people saying, oh, well, this game shouldn't be doing as good as it should, but apparently it did really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
I feel, and then they're like, oh, well, Black Myth Wukong no longer has the amount of players that it used to have, and it's like, well, what do you think happens when you beat a purely single-player game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Black Myth Wukong probably did really strong and deserves its spot on the list, but again, coming up to the next entry on the list, Final Fantasy VII, I think there's going to be too many, like, I think there's just the sheer amount of fans behind Final Fantasy VII, I feel like just props it up there right away.
I agree. I believe just because it's got a storied history and a devoted fan base just elevates it.
Like,
but
again, I watched you play it. I haven't fully experienced it. Like, I haven't touched it myself. But from what I've witnessed, the story does seem to be slightly altered a bit.
Yeah, it's slightly altered, but it's still following the same story beats as the original. It's just throwing a couple of unexpected turns and expanding on some of the things in the original, which I'm fine with. The original game was marketed as a remake, which they added in a couple of extra story beats, but so far the story is the same with a couple of extra twists and turns and sort of differences. I think that's going to come to a head in the third game, and finally, like, everything will just go batshit off the rails, which we'll have to see about that one in the next 4 or 5 years.
So even though I haven't really played it, again, the reason why I keep saying, well, it's just got such a big fan base that I think that alone will push it up, is not only does it seem like it's an extremely good game, but people have been begging for the remaster for years, and then they got it, and it's been so prominent over the years. I just don't see Final Fantasy VII dropping when it's in contention.
Agreed. But the same could be said of the remaining one on here, which is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Still don't like a DLC being nominated for Game of the Year.
There's the whole controversial thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a weird situation. And again, me and you haven't played it yet, so I don't know how long it actually is. I don't know if it's like, what if it's a 30-hour thing and then it totally is justified? You know what I mean? Like, we don't know that. We haven't played it. We didn't spoil ourselves because we've been waiting for the playthrough. I have no idea how to gauge that situation.
I agree. We're gonna have to, once we actually get down and start playing it, we're gonna have to reevaluate, because personally, I think it's gonna win Game of the Year. We'll see. But if it does end up getting that award, I think we might scrutinize the DLC a bit harder once we're playing it and we finish it.
I think the big thing too is that me and you play co-op. You got to remember, this is normally mostly intended to be single player experience with multiplayer options there to sort of, I mean, if you want to, but I mean, that means you're gonna have to deal with invaders who have ridiculous builds, and
yeah,
it depends, right? It depends. We're gonna have to delve into it. I think the wait on Elden Ring has been way too long, and we really are in the dark with this one.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting one.
But Stowe, it's called Shadow of the Erdtree. Of course you're in the dark. It's a shadow, idiot. No. Duh. I'm just messing around, but anyway, we'll see what happens.
We'll definitely see what happens.
We do have an ad break coming up.
Okay, no worries. If that's the case, I'm just gonna throw in one last one, because it does have a couple of games that you have played, / I have played. This is the Best Family Award. Nominees are Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Jamboree, Zelda Echo of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. I don't think either of us have played Plucky Squire, so I'm shoving that off.
I haven't played Princess Peach either.
I haven't either.
Throw that one on the Mario Party Jamboree immediately.
Yeah, I feel like this one is going to be Jamboree.
I'm gonna say Zelda, as much as me and my wife are enjoying the game, I can see where the criticisms are coming from. It's definitely, people were hoping for another, like, how do I put this? When you play Echoes of Wisdom, you do get a few seconds of time where you can just do this hack and slash action that Zelda fans are kind of used to, whereas Echoes of Wisdom, it's very much.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I think it's because it's family friendly, not that it necessarily is playable with family. Sorry, just had to answer a question on that one.
Yeah, I think what holds Echoes of Wisdom back is it's like, oh well, you can solve these things any ways you wish. Well, there's nothing wrong with creativity and handling things the way you want to handle it. If anything, that's great. But from what Zelda fans were looking for, I don't think it quite hit the note that Nintendo was hoping for, if only because, hey, if you got this one thing, why do you need the other hundreds of options when you have this one thing to solve the issue? And I think that's just an issue with the genre in itself, not necessarily Zelda. Because if you get the one thing that you need, why would you, like, for example, if you start with a slime thing, right? Like, there's like slime enemies early on, and it's like, oh yeah, we can from Mario Party Jamborees to hammering Stoat. What? Vampy. What? Why am I getting hammered? Fine, I'll go break out the bottle. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, I think what held Zelda Echoes of Wisdom back was there was a little bit of technical issues with the game. It stuttered a lot places that I didn't think it would stutter, and Vampy even noticed it. So a little bit of technical issues, a little bit of gameplay issues in regards to, hey, well, yeah, okay, you can solve this millions of ways, but this is the optimal way, which everyone's gonna gravitate to anyways. I just think it wasn't as strong as they hoped. So I think Jamboree is going to take it easily.
Yeah, I feel like this is another win for Jamboree. I feel like Jamboree has just been... I don't want to say it's safe, but it's definitely an improvement over Superstars. And I feel like that's just going to be what gets it the win. Because I think Superstars kind of... It's got a good formula.
I will say, there is one thing that Jamboree didn't do that the very first release did in an interesting way. I'm not saying it was better, but I'm saying there was an interesting interesting thing they had going on in the very first release on the Switch. And that's the 2v2 mode, where you could free move, you could work with your teammate to sort of move along the board in a more free way than usual. You still played the mini games, you still played the things, but it was almost like it was a strategy sort of approach to the boards at that point. And there's nothing team related, nothing massively team related in Jamboree. I noticed it was kind of weird. There's no 2v2 party mode. There's no... It's weird. It's hard for me to describe it. I just feel like the first game, even though it wasn't as good, did teams better.
I agree.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to describe, because I don't want to say that it was superior, but it was onto something. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that it's just not here in Jamboree at all, not to mention that most of the extra stuff is blocked off by having to use motion controls. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, stick drift kind of killed that dream. I just think there are a few missed opportunities, but I still think even with all that considered, Jamboree's still going to take it. It's a very easy victory for Jamboree, in my opinion.
I agree. I think Jamboree will get some awards here. Whether or not it deserves them, that's a different thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Vampy that the game selection's very weak.
Yeah.
As much as it's still fun, it just seemed like there was quite a few recycled things, and there was just very weak entries. Like the cutting of the steak. I don't know if that was a new game or not, but it's like, help, just cut the steak and you win. I don't
know. We'll see what they come down with later down the line, if they have any patches or improvements to the game in general.
Yeah, you know what though? I wouldn't put it past Nintendo, and I'm sorry, but I mean, you guys did this to yourselves. I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to be like, here's the release notes. Updated the game for a more pleasant experience. What does that sound like?
Yeah, they have a habit of doing that, don't they?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I said it best in the video with me and Vampy. Why are you guys complaining about the game so much? Wait for either the next game to come out or the DLC, of which half of them will be not microtransactions, but motion control games anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not gonna go on about it. Let's get away.
We'll see. We'll see how the Agile Awards pans out. Like I said, I'll be trying to co-stream it. That'll be on the 14th of December. I'll put a postie in the Discord. But for now, since it looks like ads have cleaned up, let's go into clips of the month. I actually did a little bit of a stupid. I did not put any clips of the month in, just because I've had a bit of a busy November. What with the 24-hour stream, which it was actually a 16-hour stream because I started to feel sick. I just haven't had any time to look through the clips of all the content that's been made and get everything together. So this is all
so I hope
you.
You like my obnoxious ass, because we've got a bunch of Stoat.
Yep, we have just a Stoat. Stoat day today. Stoat actually threw in some extra clips as well, because I said why not. So we are just going to load these up once I get the thing up.
Yeah, I actually didn't
Plenty of
have
time
a
to
whole
grab
lot
those
of clips
clips. Wait. Don't
I-
worry about it. I would wanna filter through and see what really tickles my my fancy, but unfortunately, I'll be including a lot of these because I think we want to do a clips of the year for the December Blazecast.
Yeah, I was actually we're gonna talk about that one. I think that one we need to make extra special.
Yeah, that one's gonna be an extra special one. So I'm gonna filter through some of them, and possibly in December we'll see some of those from November. We'll definitely be shouting those ones out. All right.
Yeah, they're in.
No, didn't want to do that. Oh,
One's gonna be the last one, and then the top one's gonna be the first.
yeah, I see you numbered them out. I'm
Yep.
just trying to get them in to Chrome because it's not my default browser because Twitch hates Opera
Firefox.
GX.
Oh, Opera GX. Oh, okay. Then damn, that I didn't expect that one.
Where's my promotion? You know, I'm using it a lot. Where's my Benoit code?
Firefox all the way.
I would use Firefox, but Chromium is too nice.
Chromium.
I'm just loading up all the clips now, so we can just quickly flick between them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I hope that what I have here is I know one of them has a slight audio issue. I think it's the fourth one. It's still funny, but slight audio issue on that one. Too
Well,
quiet. That
it'll
was
be
with the other
fine.
microphone.
All right. Okay. So this one is bitty bitty ba.
I couldn't help myself.
It's a reflex, I know. All right.
Oh, old school's around.
Alrighty, let's get this up and running. What's stream together? There it is. Share your screen. So it was the gameplay quality one first. Dang it.
Yeah.
There we
Dang
go.
it.
Alrighty,
Here we
hopefully we
go.
have no audio issues. Everything is fine. Alrighty. Oh, it would help if I unmute.
Games like this when I'm streaming, the game for
Hold
me
up.
is secondary.
Nope. Quiet, Clipstoke.
When I play games like this when I'm streaming, the game for me is secondary. I care more about the people that I'm hanging out with than I do the stream or the game itself. Which is kind of a good thing, but at the same time, it's like, well, Stowe, your quality of gameplay is gonna go down. Chat's like you were saying.
The clip super choppy. I know it's how Twitch handles stream together.
Oh, you know, just giving you guys an example of my nonsense, what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You
gonna have to
you have a penchant for
Getting my like
putting
literally
your
just
mouth where
comedic
your
timing.
words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I can't explain it. Here's another one.
I'm just trying to get this into a way that I can do this. There could also
guys
be
might have
something
to-
on my PC that is destroying the bitrate. It could be the... It looks like something is stealing all of my CPU usage at the moment. Maybe one of these days I will actually switch to Firefox and it will just fix fucking everything. Because my CPU is
Yeah.
currently running at 100% and I don't know why. Let's just close these, maybe that'll help. Alright, that should be in a relatively decent size. Yeah. Alright.
You'll have to strain your ears a bit for this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Hello, everybody. It's time to do the dance. 1, 2, 3. Fireworks! Wait, fire! 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 Action! Spray bottle. Ooh. Whose
That-
idea was that?
that, that, that was a perfect reaction. Oh boy. Oh no, not a Mario Party clip.
Yeah, Goomba wins by doing absolutely nothing, by the way.
Alright.
It's not RNG.
I see. Did the CPU call it? Nope, he didn't.
Round two.
Oh. Safe to
Born
say he's
couldn't
got it.
believe it.
Bowser actually had to think about that for a minute, like, No, well, at least we all picked this side.
That would have been so funny.
Yeah, it would have.
Yo, I didn't move at all.
Would have made for a hell of a story.
There's no way. Oh,
you
shit.
are a lucky duck when it comes to these things.
Sometimes I can be pretty lucky. Sometimes I can be pretty lucky. I honestly thought that the CPU would actually hit me at some point because that was an insane set CPU. That was the hardest difficulty bot. So even if Vampy and Old School missed, I thought for sure that the bot was just gonna be like, "Oh, you pressed down? Well, I'm just gonna press down now." Just wait. Watch this fox, dude. That fox bodied me, and it was probably NSO's fault. Yeah, look. Do you see that fox bouncing around? Did you see me getting fucked?
Oh no.
It's choppy on everyone's else's end, but like they would actually have to see the clip itself because what happened was it hit me into the fence. I got hit again, so I was taking more damage.
I'll
Then he,
replay
like,
it just in
warped halfway
case.
Yeah, like he warped halfway across the field. Just wait. I was trying to be patient. That fox bodied me.
Oh, yeah, I
Fox
saw that.
wall. Yeah, and then look how far ahead he goes. Fox bouncing around?
Yeah, that's that's not NSO, that's Wi-Fi NSO.
And that's me
That
putting my controller
is-
down on the table. That I was so frustrated.
That is, yeah, no, I understand that. And that's why I don't
Uh,
play the game as much anymore.
So for anyone who wants to see that, I'm actually gonna put it in the chat because I know that one's a little choppy and it happens really fast. If you guys want to see that one for yourselves, now this one's just me and Vampy talking, but if you guys want to see that clip for yourselves, it's in the chat for later. But yeah, the number one clip is just me and Vampy. This is gonna be great. Oh, it's silent.
Oh. It would help if I unmuted it. Go back to the beginning. Alright, fuck it, I'm moving to Firefox.
You ever notice, like in the Pokemon, like the Kanto Pokemon anime, right? We're talking the very first adaptation of Pokemon animes. There was a lot of things they retconned back then where it's like, well, how do they eat? Well, yeah, clearly they're eating Magikarp. It's fish, right? Like, they really don't want to acknowledge things like that. But the kids will get shocked and they'll be scared and they want to take the fish as pets. And it's like, well, yeah, you can have a pet goldfish. You can have a pet turtle. You people still eat fish.
You can have a pet dog, and then you have a hot dog.
Stupidest thing. That was so
Uh-huh.
Oh, god damn it! I'm too busy fucking laughing. I was so... left field out of that. I mean, you can have a dog, and then you can have a hot dog. And like, dude. It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It was funny as hell.
God damn it. I'm destroyed.
Dude, that clip right there is what I'm looking forward to when we play Dead Space. Just the humor that bounces off of me and Vampy.
Oh, jeez.
It's so dumb. I love it.
Okay, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good. Alright. That is such a dumb fucking.
It's such a dumb joke and it's so funny.
Oh god.
He killed that one.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Alright, well that was the Blazercast for the month of
The year, oh no, that's
the
not
year
till
of
next
November. The month of November.
You okay?
I will be. I will be.
That one knocked you off your feet so hard that
Yeah, that
Getting up.
that last one got me really off guard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that choppiness issue because I don't know why, but things have just been more choppier than usual anyway on my PC. But that's really fucking annoying. Any closing thoughts for today?
Yeah, don't live in Canada. The snow is ridiculous. It's too much goddamn snow up here.
You do kind of have a lot of snow. That is what Canada is known for. So
Yeah, all of a sudden, it's funny because I actually looked into it. We haven't had this much snow since 1995 in this short amount of time.
oh, gee.
It's been almost 30
Oh, excuse
years
me.
since we've had this amount of snow drop on us just out of nowhere.
that makes sense. That is a lot of snow.
It's a lot of snow. But in all reality, though,
Yeah.
in all reality, I'm looking forward to next month. I think there's going to be a lot of great things happening, and I'm going to do my very best to make sure there's no cancellations this time. I know I've been plagued by I think it started with Lethal Company getting canceled in October, and then things went down. It was kind of a rough time, but I'm back. I'm stoked. Hi. How you doing?
Hi. How you doing? buddy?
Fire. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, I might sneak in a stream tomorrow. Before I have to go into surgery, just because I feel bad about not being able to do a Tuesday one, or not being able to do a Thursday one, depending on my recovery. So I might sneak in a little bit of Skies of Arcadia or something tomorrow.
May your recovery be good and swift.
I certainly hope so, since I'm paying a lot of money for it. But this is the Benoy
And the Stoat.
signing off for today. We will be
Thanks
back.
for watching.
Thank you for watching.